I've been asked over and over again, why do I make these videos about VAT on education? And the answer is really simple. It's because it's wrong. It's because it's asking one child to pay for another child's education, and the children don't have the ability and the means to do that. The children aren't in charge of their education. They don't get a say over who gets what and who goes where. The children are sent to schools that their parents, by whichever way possible, have chosen for them. So when that child in the private setting is disrupted because the bigwigs in Parliament said that their mum and dad would have to pay 20% more, that child is completely vulnerable. That child has absolutely nothing that they can do about it. And then they're told that if they don't pay the 20% on their education, then their mate's education down the road won't be as good because they don't have the money for their school. So it's their responsibility to pay for that. And the child at the private school is going, well, my mum and dad don't have that. My mum and dad haven't got it. And so we've got a child that's gone from going to school to having very adult thoughts about their education, and none of them are in their control. Not one. Now, you will hear over the court case lots of talk about stats and graphs and fiscal numbers and all of that, all of the technical stuff and the legal stuff, which of course I can happily get very heavily weighted into. But my driving force, why do I stand here at my kitchen sink letting the world into our mayhem? It's because I feel it's wrong. Every time I talk about this, I think of a child, my own, but also yours. And it's not just a child in private education I think of, it's a child in state education, because all children are the same. They are children. And they are not in charge of this, and the adults have got this so very wrong, and they are using them for pawns in a political game. They are using them to right wrongs that they felt they were subjected to. Now, we haven't got enough hours in the day to go down into that, but I always think of a child and they have no control. All they want is to go to school. All they want is to be with their friends and have their education. And absolutely, it's not a level playing field. Life isn't a level playing field. But all this does is upset both sides of the coin. Nobody wins from this VAT policy. And over the next few days, there'll be the political tennis, the legal tennis, the jargon, the numbers, and all of that will come out. And what I see is the child. It could be yours, it could be mine, being used like a weapon. And that will never, ever be okay by me. So that's why I stand at my sink. And that's why I do these videos. And that's what my motivation is. And I will keep doing it for as long as it takes. And I get get some lovely messages, but I also get some not lovely messages. But you know what? I'll take that. Bring it on. Someone has to advocate for these kids, because the Children's Commissioner isn't doing it and the Education Secretary isn't doing it. And whilst I don't have any qualifications for doing it other than I care, I actually think that is the biggest qualification of all. I have to get on. We talked about this, saving Bridget money, the 60p breakfast. Have a good day.